So if you've seen the new Idubbbz video titled I Miss the Old Idubbbz, you definitely know what this video is about. And really, Idubbbz, what did I just watch? Oh man, if you guys have been keeping up with this channel and watching the Idubbbz versus Sam Hyde drama that I've been covering, it's been a wild ride. But now when it comes to Idubbbz going back onto YouTube now, I just don't even know what to think. I hate to say it, but it's kind of pathetic to watch. I don't think this should have been uploaded at all. And it's just something no one expected to see. The guy was really just venting behind the camera, and it was a lot more personal than any of his other videos. But I will say, there's one thing that is completely bothering me about the video, is the very fact that this guy just keeps acting like his content is the most evil shit in the world. Because let's be real here. You were criticizing people and they didn't do the best things. They did the same things as you did in your fucking videos, so it was fair game. They did some bad, you did some bad. I don't know why Idubbbz is just being so hard on himself and thinking he's some kind of like evil person for making the content he made. It just blows my mind, because all you did was make fun of people on the internet when they do the same exact thing, and rightfully so. And you know, you got made fun of back. I don't really think it should be any more than what you're amounting it to. I mean, people are going to get offended over anything you post. He did say the N-word, which is really stupid. I definitely agree with that. He definitely gave a lot more memes power, and there's a lot more viability and a lot more of a backbone to the argument for people saying that and using the N-word as a joke, which isn't good. No shit. But the thing is, what he needs to realize is that even though he made this content and it affected a lot of people negatively, like I said in my other videos, if you watched me cover the Sam Hyde drama and the Froggy Fresh drama involving Idubbbz, he did a lot of positive things for the entire platform. He was teaching a lot of people that they could get a backbone. You know, that was something that you could take away from his content. And even then, he should, even though he's moving on, he's having this character arc, his content was definitely edgy. He himself thinks it was cool, but you're just giving your content a lot more power than that. It was a different era of YouTube. That was what was hot at the time. You just did what you had to do. You stroked the fire a bit. And now it just seems like you're looking for repentance when you don't even need to do that. Because regardless, even me, as a fellow content creator, I may not be the biggest content creator, but I've seen and I've done my own things. Regardless of what you do on the internet, people are going to do what you do, negatively or positively, and they'll turn it and spin it however they want it to be. If you say some things and it's a positive joke, someone's going to take it negative. If you have a negative joke, someone's going to take it and make it positive. So there's nothing wrong with the approach that you do not care about what your audience does. Yes, you should take accountability and some form of responsibility, and at least try and be open-minded towards what your content is doing. But there's no controlling everyone that watches your content. That is just completely unrealistic. I feel like mostly every YouTuber already knows this. And regardless of whether or not you're posting anything on YouTube, there's always going to be a negative effect on people, whether it's you or not. And there's no point in trying to find comfort in not playing a part in that, because at the end of the day, it's going to happen. Even if you're going to do amazing things and only focus on a kind message on the internet, it can still be warped. When you take the mind of a person, words and other things just end up taking a whole new meaning. Idubbbz's entire perspective on his career is something that he definitely needs to reflect on, which I'm sure he already did, but he's taking it in a way so that it just gives him this loser mentality. And I honestly do not like seeing it in the slightest, because, again, it's what you make out of it, right? You can either view your channel as a blessing or a curse, and now regretting the things that you did, that I am not going to stomach at all. You definitely got a lot of work to do, my friend, because I may not know you in person, but what I do know is that you should not be beating yourself up like this. And, you know, you put so much value into your girlfriend. Obviously, I don't know what kind of relationship the guy has with her at all, but would you even be who you are Right now, if you didn't do all those content cops, if you didn't do those content cops, you wouldn't even be able to do this amazing boxing event for charity in the first place. You probably wouldn't even have your girlfriend if you didn't do the content cops and all the content you did. For crying out loud, man, this is some of the most insufferable shit I've seen on this website, because there is no point in crying over everything you did. There's no point in crying over what you did to Tana, man. It wasn't even that crazy. I doubt she even remembers you. This is being treated like you murdered someone, or you just ran up to Tana and shanked her with a fucking knife when you saw her. Like you traumatized her. You were just another YouTuber doing some trolling because she did not want to take accountability for saying the N-word, so you just went out there and just poked her with a stick. It really isn't that crazy. Of course, it's easy for me to say because I'm not the one that you harassed. And I know your words may have hurt people, but honestly, at this day and age, I feel like the term sticks and stones may break my bones, but name calling will never hurt me is something that we should all just take into consideration again. Because again, you just came up there, you just saw her, you trolled her because she was saying the N-word. It's on her for saying that. If Tana has the balls to say the N-word, then she has every right to get trolled for saying the N-word. You know, I'm all for people changing and trying to do things to better themselves, but to regret the things that you've done and look back on them and just torment yourself with them, no, I'm not down for that at all. It's just time to move on. You've been past this Tana shit for 6 years. It's been 6 years. And you're still holding on to that. I feel like apologizing to Tana in this I Miss the Old Idubbbz video just truly shows that you haven't really moved on. At least that's the impression that I'm getting from all of this. And another thing that just is really upsetting to me is just how much this guy just can't deal with the idea that not everyone is going to like what he says. And that's honestly just life. You know, he says that his intentions do not matter, and regardless of what he's saying, that he's hurting people at the end of the day. But regardless, if you're going to be a hero to some people, if you're going to make some people happy, you're just always going to be a villain to others. And that is just the way of the world, man. And that's something I feel like Idubbbz just needs to accept. And so what if you did the things before? So what, man? Some people didn't like what you said while other people loved it. Because regardless, were you using the N-word to insult someone? And this is coming from a black person. If you were not using it to hurt someone and you were just saying it, then whoever gets offended by it, then there's just nothing you can do about it. Period. If I want to say a funny, crazy joke and someone takes it some way, even though they know I'm not a piece of shit human being, then there's nothing I can do. Just like in the part in this video, a child walks up to Idubbbz and says, "Oh, I don't think you like trans people." Like, I get it, Idubbbz. I can understand why you would be upset over this. You know, you also have a fan going up to you saying the N-word, right? But when it comes to these situations, what can you do? These are all circumstances that you cannot control, so you should not be upset over that. Even if you were to do your videos and filter them in a way so that no one can get offended, there's always going to be another guy out there that will make content that will fill that place that you were already in. And to be honest, that could be a guy that actually means these things and is actually a nasty individual and is not saying these jokes in good faith. Even though some can argue, and you probably notice it yourself, you could give rise to these same individuals. However, I will say this, some people will take notice that people are not doing it just like you are. There's a difference, and people are going to notice that. I am a black person, and I didn't even get upset over the N-word. I did not when you said it, because I knew that you weren't trying to harm anyone with what you were saying. It just comes to a point where you have multiple factors and multiple people telling you things that you don't need to be hearing. You just have a lot of negativity being spurred inside of that head, if I had to take a guess. Because dealing with so many people like, "Oh, I didn't like how you said that. I didn't like how you said this." There's so much of that caused this guy to reflect, right? Because as a YouTuber, I see the negative comments. I see all of these things. And it makes you think. It always does. I even had a character arc when I didn't want to do commentary videos anymore because I felt like I was coming across as some kind of fucking hypocrite the entire time. But to be fair, these are just factors that are unavoidable. Because at the end of the day, as a content creator, I know what I said, I know what I stand by, and I know what kind of ammo is loaded in my fucking guns. And I think that is what's missing from Idubbbz right now. And this loser mentality has to fucking go. Because, again, if you didn't do all this content, you wouldn't even be able to help charity in the fucking first place. This self-destructive attitude needs to stop being a fucking poison in your goddamn life, because it is making your career the only thing that made it possible for you to do great things. It is taking that away from you. And you're taking it away from yourself for whatever reason. If some people want to call you a hypocrite and criticize you for being an asshole in the past, then being a good guy right now, then so be it. Whatever. It's been 6 fucking years. If people have a problem with videos you made in your past, I mean, you did the same damn thing in your content cops, so it's fair. You've already been treated the way you've treated others through your content. You've already experienced the same criticism you dished out to them. What goes around comes around, and it already came your way. Now you're just beating your own ass for whatever fucking reason. It is honestly insane to watch. I'm all for you sticking up for your wife in the Sam Hyde situation. I'm all for you wanting to change and better yourself. But beating yourself up? Fuck no. Hell no. I'm not going to be part of that pity party, my friend. In this video, you're really just proving everyone right. Everyone that was saying you're throwing your old fan base away, that you didn't really care about them, like, you don't want to be their cup of tea anymore. Now it's getting to a point where I'm defending you, and now I gotta come at you, man. Any frustration at this point is just 100% justified. You're not a fucking saint, and you acknowledge the fact that you're a human being, yet you're gonna let these flaws and all these jokes and all the crazy shit you did in the past get to your head. You're a human. You made mistakes. Stop being so pissy about it. If a child thinks you don't like trans people, did you say that outright in any of the content? Did you even try and come out? That just, what, bro? Oh my God, how? I know it must be different having a child just come to your face and say that, but you thought, why would you say that? You know why you thought that, Idubbbz? Because what notion did you give through your content for that child to think that? If that child thinks that, what the fuck can you do about it? Honestly, what can you do about it? At this point, it's probably, oh, keel over and die and don't make a YouTube channel anymore. This is the mentality I'm getting from this fucking video. But again, that child wouldn't even be approaching you to take that fucking photo in the first place. They may have thought you didn't like trans people, but you got that person to go out their fucking house to want to see you. It is so fucking dumb. With some good, there is always gonna be bad. That is just the facts, man. There is no perfect la la land where everything is just amazing and, you know, it's raining fucking chocolates from the sky and we all get free fucking puppies as pets. Like, this guy is so focused on the negative, but he's not getting to the root cause as to what made that kid come to say. Think about it. Okay, this child approached you thinking you hated trans people. Okay, if this child did not like you and genuinely thought they were going to get hate from you, why the fuck would they approach you for a photo in the first place? I don't know why the fuck the kid would say that, but all I'm going to say is the kid still fucking approached you. So it just goes to show that the kid genuinely did not think you were a piece of shit. But there is always that uncertainty, so the kid did ask. And I guarantee you still gave that kid the fucking photo. So if people think one way about you, what? Oh my God. Why is... When did we all get so concerned about what people think of us? If I'm a fucking fat guy and people think I look like a goddamn whale, why would I let that get to me? If people think I'm an asshole when I'm genuinely a good person, what can I do about that? Perspective. Perspective, people. People are going to look at me any different way just because they can. Just because they think that way. And I can't do anything about it. So why are we beating ourselves up over it? Insecurity, man. Were you insecure before or are you insecure now, Idubbbz? Because right now, it's looking like the you before wasn't really insecure, but the one person you are now is starting to show a lot of cracks. And I don't even have to know you to notice that through the video. I will say this, YouTubers are not superheroes, so you don't really need any kind of moral standards unless it's there to preserve some kind of mental fortitude. And I will say this, Idubbbz is carrying on like Batman. If Batman was concerned with every time he punched a thug who was wielding a weapon in Gotham, or he would be upset after beating the shit out of Joker for willingly trying to kill people. I hit the Joker. Okay, it's obviously an extreme analogy, but Batman does bad things. People see him and they get scared of him. He is a nightmare across Gotham, but if he is not that nightmare, there will be no peace and prosperity. I think seeing and meeting a few of these fans in real life makes a lot of these points a little misconstrued to me, because that is only a fraction of the amount of people that are actually subscribed. And not only that, right? How many fans do not go to these cons? What about these guys that aren't weirdos, that aren't giving off negative vibes, that you never got to meet and are actually just sitting here focusing and trying to build themselves up just like you are? These other fans do exist, and I think by only going off of what you see is something that is really foolish and it's kind of biting you in the ass at the end of the day.